All right, Steve, you're on. Go ahead.
Dirk Campos, it's Steve Jewin from MMA Mania. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing great, Steve. I'm just feeling real good, man. Just waiting for next week to come.
It's only a week away now. Bellator 226, Bader versus Kongo in San Jose with the opening round of the Featherweight Grand Prix. And you've got a very tough draw in that opening round and former champion Daniel Strauss. So how are you feeling about that fight right now?
I'm excited. Just ready to get in there and let my hands go and just use all my abilities that I have and beat him, break him wherever I have to in the fight, and just take him to deep waters. I know he's relentless. I know he's tough like that. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Breaking him is not going to be the easiest thing in the world because this is a guy who came back from a motorcycle accident that should have ended his career and got a rear naked choke in the first round back in March. So what do you think of the remarkable comeback that he's made?
I think it just shows the drive and the will that he has, and he's definitely not to be counted out, obviously, even though he had that horrible accident. So in my mind, I'm preparing for the best Daniel Strauss yet.
That's always a good positive attitude to have, is to face the best opponent you're ever facing, the best version of themselves. And I'm sure he's got to be thinking the same. Even though you've come in with a few losses, he's got to be thinking this is the best version of you.
Absolutely, and I think that's what separates him from the rest of the pack, and is what has made him a champion before, is that he doesn't underestimate anybody, he doesn't take anybody lightly, and he prepares for the worst.
Out of those recent fights that haven't gone your way, is there any that frustrates you more than the other? Would it be like maybe the split decision with Sam Sicilia?
Yeah, I mean, the decision with Sam Sicilia, that left a bitter taste in my mouth, you know. That's my fault. That's my fault for even letting it go to the judges. And then the one against Carvalho, that just, different circumstances, just honestly just wasn't my night. No excuses. He was the better man, the more game opponent. He had my number that night, but if we had to do it again, I guarantee it'll be a different outcome.
Well, maybe that rematch will happen down the road, but is there anybody that you'd like to face in particular in the second round if things go well with Daniel Strauss?
Well, obviously I would like to either get after Cecilia or Carvalho, but all the guys are. I would look forward to a fight against Sanchez, Claxton. Any of the guys I would look forward to a scrap against, because they're all game opponents. They're all, thoroughbreds.
That's true, and this is a very loaded tournament when it comes to talent, former champions, number one contenders. What do you think of this entire Grand Prix bracket as a whole?
I think it's amazing. It's just an honor to be a part of it, and to be, to have got the call and the invite to compete in it against the rest of the featherweight division, the best guys in the featherweight division for Bellator and the world. It's just an honor. It's just an honor.
So you talked about the fight with Sam Sicilia leaving a bit of a bitter taste in your mouth. Carvalho, it just wasn't your night. In either of those cases, what have you changed or what have you worked on in training camp to ensure that things go better?
I dropped into 145, just changing up a few things in my diet and just trying to put the emphasis back on the strength training and strength and conditioning. But, overall, when it comes to technique, that's where I'm trying to excel. I'm trying to explore different parts of my martial arts game, and whether it be knees, kicks, elbows. But primarily before, I've always been a brawler. I've always been try to utilize my wrestling, but going forward, I'm going to mix it up and really hit these guys with everything that I've got. Elbows, knees, kicks. It's going to be, I'll show the world come September 7th what exactly I'm talking about.
All right. Well, if it's anything like that fight you had, that third fight with Brandon Gertz, I'm sure we'll be seeing a lot more of that in the future. But let me also ask you about
Oh
making
yeah.
this move down to featherweight. Are you finding that it's a difficult adjustment, or are you able to cut successfully for that weight?
Well, I mean, it's a little different, but I mean, I feel good. It's not hard. It's not too hard when I'm just eating clean and sticking to my diet, and it feels natural, but at the same time, I know I got a little bit to cut. I'll be honest with you. This morning, I woke up at 156, and I mean, I'm feeling lean and mean. I feel strong. Went and got a workout over here because I'm down in Corpus Christi to corner a training partner of mine for the Fury Championship fighting down here, and I just went and got a workout in with a couple guys, and they're all just complimenting how strong I feel at this weight, and it's a good feeling when you've got your training partners and comrades telling you that you're on point. So, and I believe I'm on point and on track to make a statement at 145 in this division going forward.
Well, it's also going to be an interesting place to make a statement in the Shark Tank because, as far as I know, you've never had a fight there.
Oh yeah, I mean it's gonna be do or die, and I'm looking forward to it, and I can't wait to just let myself go against Daniel Strauss and take it to him.
And it's also one of those cities that's like traditional for Scott Coker because he always used to run San Jose in the Strike Force days. It was considered the home of Strike Force, so it's got to be a good feeling knowing that you're entrusted on a card on Scott Coker's home turf.
Yeah, it's exciting. I mean, I can't wait to go over there and show San Jose what this Texas boy can do in the Bellator cage. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. It's exciting.
So you said you've been working out in Corpus Christi with some guys who were fighting in Fury Fighting Championships. Who in particular have you done some sparring and some sessions with?
Oh, just a couple local guys that are on the card, and just they're uh they're just getting after it. My buddy Joe Salcedo, he's fighting tonight, and then there's a couple other guys on the card.
That's
David
cool.
Waters is competing. I got some rolling in with him this morning. He's a local guy from this area. Just a mean looking son of a gun. So
What do you think of that organization as a whole? I know they've made some noise.
yeah, I mean, I always like to see any any promotion do well, especially when it has my teammates on it and any local talent, because that's how those guys. That's how everybody gets to move up. Is you want to get on a legit circuit coming up and trying to reach the top.
Absolutely, and you get that kind of exposure, then you get to the next level, then you get to UFC or Bellator or anywhere else.
That's right. That's right. I mean, it's all just comes down to getting on with a good promotion, kicking some butt, and making a name for yourself, and then you get the call up to a higher to the elite level in the whether it's the Bellator cage, ONE FC. It's that's what every guy wants is to get to the top and compete against the best.
That's absolutely what this Grand Prix is about, getting to the top and being the best. And who do you think is the biggest threat out of all the guys in this tournament, aside obviously from yourself?
I think one of the bigger threats. Juan Archuleta. The top three that come to mind going to be AJ McKee, Juan Archuleta, Adam Borks.
Oh, absolutely. Those are some killers. And I had the pleasure of talking to Boric earlier this week, and he's underrated. I think a lot of people are sleeping on him because a lot of his fights have been overseas, so they don't know how good he is yet.
Yeah, he's a silent. He's gonna be the sleeper.
Indeed, he is. But
He's gonna be that guy that
well, maybe
everyone needs to. Whoever fights
go ahead.
him next, they gotta do their homework and study up on him.
Oh, absolutely. It's going to be a tough fight, but they're all going to be tough fights in this opening round. So that's why Bellator 226 is going to be so much fun. But before I let you go, Derek, I want to give you some time, let you promote anything, sponsors, teammates, social media, fighting, whatever you want to promote. Please go ahead.
Shoot, I just want to thank all my friends and family back home in Lubbock, Texas, for always standing behind me and supporting me. They're rooting me on come September 7th, and gotta thank my management team at Janus Sports. Uh, they've helped me get to this point, and I'm just looking forward to going out there and representing for Texas and uh, making a statement in this first opening round against Daniel Strauss.
From Lubbock, Texas to San Jose, California, you'll be bringing the fight there and having a great performance here against Daniel Strauss at Bellator 226 on September 7th. Again, Derek, thank you for the time. I appreciate it and have a great fight.
Steve, thank you. Pleasure, man.
It's always a pleasure. And Dan, it's always a pleasure. Thank you.
You got it, Steve. Thanks for doing it.